you for joining. That was just some intro music. I was just getting things set in place.
Cool.
All right, so this is our first time doing our coalition meeting on Jitsi. Just really trying to use alternative platforms, typical bourgeois platforms such as Zoom. We've been transitioning a lot of our information and whatnot onto alternatives, more encrypted, just for security purposes as well. So thank you for downloading the Jitsi app. Um, for those of you who are familiar with it, we're just getting used to it, but yeah, it's similar to Zoom. It's not that bad. So this is the first time we're on it. Thank you so much for your time. And this coalition meeting is basically for us to touch bases with groups, possible orgs, individuals that are interested in contributing to the larger scope, helping the collective basically strengthen our resistance, whether it be resources, land, classes, and whatnot. So we'll definitely get into it. I've dropped somewhat of an agenda in the chat. Also, there are a couple of house rules as well. But just be mindful. We just have a couple slides to get through, and then we'll take questions, have like an open discussion towards the end. And just so you all know, this meeting will be recorded. We'll be uploading this onto our YouTube channel. You can check out the link that I dropped in the chat to subscribe to that today and view other resources as we go along throughout the meeting. All right, we'll get started. All right, so who we are, for those who are, coming in or want to get a better idea of who we are or don't possibly know, this is just a brief description. You can find more, of course, in our welcome packet, but just an overview. We are establishing right here, right now, in real time during this meeting. We can speak, we can say we are basically establishing a decentralized network of volunteers, you, me, aimed at mobilizing at least 3.5% or more of the population to actively participate in sustainable efforts. These efforts can take many shapes and forms. Possibly many of us are already doing the work, and thank you so much for doing so. This initiative is designed to prepare for a general strike. So many of us possibly are doing the work, but what's really important is just us being intentional about it, us being intending to do these actions in preparation for a general strike, in preparation to organize our collective resistance. So going about that, this is a grassroots, movement. We emphasize on decentralized network, starfish model, horizontal organizing. If you cut one part of the starfish off, it just keeps growing. We have many regional chapters popping up, developing, and we continue to grow and move forward in that path. Volunteers. This is to help us empower leaders. We would like to help build, develop skills to help those individuals identify problems in their community and be able to take the correct methods into rectifying those problems. People led community initiatives. 3.5% engagement goal. This specifies a clear goal, a target for mobilization. Um, we have strength in numbers and diversity. We really want to use that and take advantage of that because apparently it is what they fear. This is why the ruling class, the bourgeois, these corporations, and whatnot, whatever you call them, they focus, they work tirelessly around the clock on dividing us, conquer and divide method. So we have to move past that, evolve, and organize a collective resistance. Sustainable participation focuses on long-term commitment rather than just short-term. By us taking these actions to organize our resources, our skills, empower our communities, this is a win-win. We're implementing systems that can sustain ourselves and basically wean us off being dependent on, a tyrannical system that clearly, just throws breadcrumbs at us here and there and whatnot. Preparation for a general strike clarifies the ultimate goal of the initiative. The ultimate goal is community empowerment, moving us closer to intercommunalism, collective sustainability, and so forth. All right, so why a general strike? We just talked about a couple of other things, but there's plenty of reasons. These are just a few that we can go over. Are pretty broad as well, but fraudulent social contract. We understand, I know many groups already are aware that this social contract, this system, is not here intended to work for the people. It was designed to uphold and push the interests of a select few people, capitalists, whatever you would like to call them. So we understand by us supporting and complying, such a contract, such a relationship, it does nothing. It does not benefit us, and it would be most logical to organize our resistance. We can look at this as a simple relationship. Any relationship that you have that does not benefit you, it would be wise for you to, grow, develop some type of independence, and move forward with your life and take responsibility for your own well being. So we do so by withdrawing our power, and the general strike is a great tool in doing so. Currently, in the past, we've been surrendering our power to those who abuse it. You know, asking them to fix this, begging them to do that. We've marched, we've protested, we voted for generations. Enough is enough. We're here. This general strike is a step forward in us taking responsibility for our own communities, our own well being. Continuously surrendering leads to reliance on authority invested in strangers. And once again, when we say community empowerment, these are people, our peers. We possibly went to school with these folks. They stay in our neighborhood. We go to the same grocery stores, this, that, or the third. By us depending on individuals not in our same class, possibly that don't live in our communities, to care about our well-being is illogical. We're giving them, authority to have control over these things. Um, we should really, move past that. And a general strike, once again, is a way for us to move past that and put that authority back in the people. The people have all of the authority. So collective action needed. And once again, this is going back into self-determination to do for our communities. It's definitely going to take all of us to put in. We all have a role to play when it comes, to organizing this movement. Any community initiative is going to take the people. Not a politician, not a celebrity. It's the people. Um, Collective action needed. Compliance with this harmful relationship can be resolved by withholding our time, energy, and money. So we are the ones, our support and compliance to the system, it perpetuates, our own enslavement. So by utilizing this general strike, we are shifting our time, energy, and money back into our own communities. Education and organization. Education is the first line of defense. It is what will help the people understand what they are fighting for, who they are fighting, why are we resisting, and so forth. General strike, we just started our political educations. Those are every Wednesday. I'm pretty sure there are plenty of other groups doing the same thing. We're not only trying to decolonize the land, we are trying to decolonize the minds. And we can only do that by, unlearning and relearning the right path, the right way to move forward. So unity across all groups. this general strike, our problems go so much deeper than just labor. We're more sort of like a broad base strike where we're trying to incorporate um, different types of struggles for the unhoused, unemployed, the incarcerated, the students, the workers, this, that, and the third. They fear our solidarity. All of these problems have a root, the same, come from the same root, all have the same common enemy, and this is helping us to come together, bridge those gaps, and help one another move forward. All right, so as we were talking, we know why we want to have a general strike. Coalitions. I don't know if you are familiar with the Rainbow Coalition, 1969, for Hampton. This was something once again it touched across all races. All oppressed people. This is something that we can look into getting. This are some of the resources that we would like to organize. Um, these are actions that you can help out with, whether you are connected to a mutual aid, this, that, or the third. These are the things that we need to strengthen our coalition and move forward and improve our material needs. So moving forward is land. I say that to be first because once again, we want to empower our communities, but we also understand many folks might not be in a situation where they can, build such a community. They may be in a rural area. They may be, in a more conservative area. We will also like to create, develop communities, whether it be intentional, cooperatives, this, that, or the third. It can be a third space, whatever. But land that we can actually go to a liberated territory and practice some of the solutions, that we've been talking about, for a long time, for quite some time. I've been seeing, TikTok, all these social media platforms have brought so much, forth and shed so much light on so many solutions. So many groups have, been out there doing the work. It's just time for us to, once again, organize our collective resistance, organize those resources and skills, and land being one of them. This is also self-determination. We see homelessness, being criminalized and whatnot. Us, obtaining land and whatnot, and establishing these systems to where we can, house each other, and whatnot. It's how we combat, these, this repression. So another need, mutual aid. Once again, education, mutual aid goes in hand. It's how we move each other forward, how we keep each other surviving until we're at further in this revolutionary journey. Mutual aid initiatives. I know it's a lot of mutual aid groups. We've been working with a couple, Red Heart Coalition, being one of my favorites. They've even helped myself more than once. Mutual aid initiative, creating systems where community members support each other through shared resources and services. Instituting time bank systems. Time banks are basically mutual aid with an incentive, until we can wean ourselves away from such thinking. But basically, you trade an hour, I trade an hour, we get a service done, and whatnot. I definitely encourage you all to look more into it. I know we have some information about it in our Discord. So, instituting time bank systems where members exchange services based on time rather than money. Bartering, we've heard that plenty of times. We can, start implementing systems as such. I know Barter Up is a good one, well known. Bartering, encouraging the exchange of goods and services without monetary transactions. To foster community ties, organizing workshops where community members can teach each other valuable skills. You can set this up however you want. I know people do it in time banking or just set up a community skill sharing workshop or whatnot. Once again, this is, empowering the community, teaching each other skills. You may think it's small, but it's not. Cooking, sewing, whatnot. The revolution will come in many shapes and forms. Once again, we all have a role to play in this. So mutual aid initiatives is definitely needed. I just really tied that in with time banking and skill sharing as well. So moving forward, another coalition strike need will be food sovereignty. Establishing cooperatives to provide affordable, locally sourced food while supporting local farms, food co-ops, gardens, farms, and pantries. I do see a lot of those out there. We would love to connect with you. One example who I really like, Collective Sustainability. They created Farm Fresh 24/7. It's basically like a mobile farmers market. Once again, I encourage you to check that out as well. Here in my location, we have a couple of food gardens, pantries. We're planning on, building some up this spring, summertime. I do know there's also a food co-op as well, but this is how we fight back. This is taking that initiative, that responsibility for our own well-being, our own communities. Moving forward, community defense and intervention programs. Um, I do know a couple groups that do this. I would definitely love to see more. We can also include like cop watch into this. The people's patrol. You just patrolling your neighborhood, whatever you like to call it, but just community training and mental health and de-escalation as well. Once again, the people in the community know the community the best. We should be able to, help each other through rough times, help each other problem solve, this, that, and the third. And it really helps when you have, that sense of community that you can go to when you're in trouble and when you're in need. And instead of, calling, the pigs, the police, possibly they don't even stay in your same community. So we really want to move from that. If it's ACAB, then these are programs that we should be investing in and establishing as we move forward. Political education. Once again, education being a first line of defense. Your group, I do know is groups that do so. We do have political education in our Discord every Wednesday. Down to collab, down to support. Shout out any other groups doing the same thing. But offering classes, you can also, do this in your own community, classes to educate members on political, social, and economic issues, knowledge of self and their true history to empower them to engage in self-determination. Um, we understand capitalism breeds, individualism and whatnot, and, really cuts us off from the idea of us being connected to each other, our problems being connected. And, if we feel, that we don't belong or if that, it's just me, myself, and I, how can we care about, anything else, where things come from, anyone else troubles. But this is very important to, start having these community conversations on the interconnectedness of everything, because everything is, it's all connected. Last but not least, fundraising. I do oftentimes, hear folks, say, I work at, what do they say? A small business. I like my coworkers, my job, whatnot. I can't strike. Definitely we're not asking you to leave that. But, you all are more than welcome to, provide resources to the coalition, help fundraise. Even this goes into like mutual aid if you're out, in your community. We tell this to our regional chapters, just talk to like small businesses, local shops, and, offer to, spread awareness about what they're doing, in return, but we can contribute to each other's initiatives. This can help us develop strike funds, acquire essential tools and resources to support our struggle. Once again, we encourage local businesses and individuals with the capacity to donate to contribute and aid our efforts. The revolution possibly won't be funded by our favorite your celebrities, or we won't get any loans or whatnot, so we have to put in the work to do so. I believe that we can moving forward, especially for land and the essential tools we need. So, by uniting our voices and resources, we can create a powerful movement that challenges systemic oppression and demands equity for marginalized communities. Your participation, whether through solidarity, resource sharing, awareness building, or action, will help amplify our demands and sustain our efforts towards a successful general strike. Just to go over our strike demands real fast for the coalition. So the strike demands will be drafted. If you read the welcome packet, the website, it goes into detail more so than this, but they will be drafted once we reach the threshold of 6 million individuals who have signed the strike card and are actively preparing to strike. Currently, we have a broad list of preliminary demands available in our welcome packet and website. We encourage that, we recognize that many of our coalition members already advocate for these listed demands, and we aim to collaborate with coalition members, regional GSUS chapters, community members, and drafting specific demands when the time arrives. By organizing a general strike, we can address multiple injustices simultaneously, leveraging our strength in numbers and diversity to drive the reconstruction of society by the people, for the people. And that's really what it's all about. Especially with our strike demands, we necessarily do not want to speak, for everyone, especially the large number we're asking for, 3.5% or more, just 11 million people or more, so many different walks of life, so many community needs that, we are not aware of. Every community is different. This gives us the opportunity to, hear from those folks, connect with individuals, groups who've been advocating for the multiple struggles that we like to see come together. All right, so for your group, if you're here representing, for a mutual aid group, if you're here from another leftist org, definitely take action. We encourage you, and then you can find most of these things in the links shared. Our resource and skills farm. This is, how we're at the moment just organizing our resources and skills. It helps because we will use this in the future. It may develop into something else. We may be fortunate enough to get, some tech, some app, grassroots app that we can utilize it for or whatnot. But it definitely comes in handy at the time. We're just using the tools of our surroundings at the moment. This is a great way for us to do so, starting off. You can also host a strike card on your website or a preferred platform, just to demonstrate solidarity. You will be able to you will be the only one having the information of who signed the strike card from your platform. So that's also a plus. You can customize it, say like your group. So we had like Evolving Seeds as an example. They have it on their website. I think you can customize it. Evolving Seeds, strike card, this, that, or third, however you like. And it also helps, and you can, pitch that to your specific audience that you are affiliated with or represent. you're doing it now. Attend, collaborate, or on coalition meetings. In the future, we can always collaborate on these meetings. We can always brainstorm if you like to add anything. If your group would like to offer, any insights, this, that, or third, we would love to hear the feedback. This is a collective effort, and we just don't want to leave anyone out. We want to hear from everyone when it comes to these things. Um, Help educate, organize, and prepare your community to strike back. Like I say, many of you are already doing the work, but it's just about us connecting and organizing those resources. So if you're already helping to, educate, organize, and prepare your community, remember we want to keep that intention in mind of why we're doing these things. Then fill out the resource and skills form. I think that's the best way. Set up a meeting. You can always reach out to us if you don't have the capacity to do certain things, but you would still like the support, and we can find the best method of demonstrating that mutual solidarity. If you do have the capacity, I know groups are a little bit more fortunate. They may have like a nonprofit and receive like larger donations. Definitely, you can establish your own, or you can donate to one of our strike funds, or contribute to any one of our regional General Strike U.S. chapters. And last but not least, social media collaboration is a great way to demonstrate solidarity. We do it a lot on our Instagram. TikTok is, unfortunately not so great when it comes to those things, but I do know other platforms offer and is capable of doing so. Whether it's just a tag, or if we want to get more, deeper into it, and collaborate on actual posts, and post it together and whatnot. But it's just a great way to spread information. We don't mind supporting any initiatives being done by your group or whatever you all have going on in your community, just to help spread awareness about it. Once again, this is a collective effort. So we're all here. We're all trying to help each other, empower each other, and grow this coalition and get these interconnected systems in place. We can have as many people as we want signing the strike card, but if we don't have these systems in place, uh, it's really no chance that it will be successful. We're gonna be, repeating the same things. The reason a lot of people can't, strike is because they can't sustain themselves. So this is one of the main reasons we're going this route. Um, and also, we're doing it at a grassroots level. Definitely are where 2028 was announced by the union, UAW, and a lot of big unions. But we want to look out for those typically overlooked, um, during those times, and try to help strengthen the mass line basically. And that includes, the unemployed, the unhoused, and whatnot, potential energy in these places. And we really just want to bridge the gap between, all of those different, affinity groups. So that's pretty much it for me. Now I am on the PowerPoint slide, so I really can't see like any comments in the chat or whatnot. But I'm pretty much done going through these slides and free to answer any questions. If any GSUS members would like to add or whatnot, please feel free to come off mute. Try to be respectful of each other and whatnot. But once again, I can't see the screen past these slides. So if you are chatting, are there any questions in the chat? If anyone sees any questions in the chat, if you could read them, because I can't come off the screen.
BG was asking how much land would be necessary for that kind of thing.
It's really no amount, no designated amount
Can
of
I answer this question,
stops.
Gay?
Go ahead, comrade.
It is determined by the environment and the population of the environment that you would be talking about. I am not sure if you're talking about for intentional community development, but I'm pretty sure in any situation, it will be population and environment and a combination of factors that determine, like, if you were building a community in Rhode Island, I'm sure you wouldn't need as much land as if you were building a community in Los Angeles or Houston or something like that. So it will always be proportionate to the needs of and requirements of uh, the the emerging reality that we are experiencing.
Right on, comrade. That's evolving season. Actually, our do intentional development on their website and look into a lot of these things. Evolving, if you like to drop your website, if you haven't already, in the chat, so people can possibly look into it a little bit more. But right on.
So for places in deep red states where there's not a lot of leftists around, how do you suggest building community in those places from scratch?
To be honest, comrade, I would suggest that's why we were planning on building elsewhere, like for people to come who are in those situations. I typically don't know the best way to go about it and still being in those areas, but to be honest, that's why I say we were trying to have these spaces and communities elsewhere for folks in those situations. That was the best way. I feel like we can combat that. Did that answer your question?
Yes.
I have something else to add to the organizing in deep red. So if you are an individual organizing in like a deep red, like conservative state, it's best to start with humanity or just like getting to onto people's like levels, just understanding what the problems are in your community, because that's where the problems like start at first. It's not a left or right issue when it comes to helping your fellow community members. So you always want to build a connection with your people first, then your ideology second, because if you can't connect with the people, there is no point of trying to organize any further. There's already a base of alienation embedded in that relationship. So you would always go first to the human you're talking to or to the people in your community. So leave the politics out. Like, as much as we want to have the politics as much in our conversations, we want to keep it out as much as possible and speak directly to the people you are organizing with or you're trying to help. So when you are organizing in the deep red state, of course, like leave the politics out, but remember that everyone is still a human. And that's what we're trying to organize for humanity. So even if you are in a deep red state, even if you're in a friendly blue leftist, progressive or whatever, it doesn't remove the fact that we are still humans and we can still talk to each other like humans. And so that will help people, push left once we start having educated and guided discussions. But first and foremost, if you are organizing in the deep red state, we're always looking for the human conversation. We're not looking for any critical thought at that moment, right? Because you're always going to be worried about your immediate needs first. And that is what the community needs first and foremost before we talk about any critical discussion. So I would just say go ahead and just talk to people as if you're just talking to your friends. Hey, how's your day? What's going on with the sports and weather? Small talk. Or maybe you want to do small talk, you actually talk about, what's going on in the town. What can we do and organize and help community in the town or in the city or whatever you are in, like in a rural area. You can leave politics out of everything you're talking about. We just have to talk to the people behind, right? Your ideologies, the people behind what you would consider right, or the people behind what you would consider left, because we're all still people.
Right on, comrade.
It's important that you said that because most people don't realize that, especially around these times and these issues, because Solutions, just to drive your point home, solutions does not take sides. It doesn't, there's no sides to providing access to resources. When somebody's car is broke down in the middle of the street, people don't jump out. You don't see 5 people jump out of the car and start arguing and finding out what each other's religious beliefs are and what the person whose car is stuck, what their political views are. Oh, we're not going to move this car out of the middle of the street. Can we find out? No, it's like you said, people first.
And on that score, I live in deep red Kansas, and um, you know, if there's anybody else, I think I heard a couple of people say they live in red states or red areas. Um, if you want to reach out to me in the Discord, friend me or whatever, feel free, because uh, those of us who are trying to make a difference in our red states, we need to stick together.
I couldn't see who was talking right then because I'm on my mobile.
But this is me, Joe Sheree. I'm from Topeka, Kansas.
All right, thank you. I'll send you a DM.
Great.
All right. It looks like those are all the questions that we have. We'll try to get some more information out about the next coalition meeting. If you'd like to help out, help mod, help with any of the process, definitely reach out. Um, Possibly, I'm thinking it's January, so maybe like in March we'll think about doing another one. But in the meantime, see you all in the Discord. Share the link. Check out the resources. And stay dangerous, stay radical, and stay safe. You all.
You too. I'll be in the Discord too.
You too, and stay safe and stay warm, or stay safe if you're in a fire area, or if you're where it's cold and freezing, stay warm.
You'll have a great night.
Right on. Take it easy, everyone.
Have a good one.